This is a little-known Black History moment brought to you by Freetown Village.
Driving in Indianapolis, chances are you will travel along Capitol Avenue. This major street got its name from John A. Puryear, one of the first African Americans to serve on the Indianapolis City Council. Puryear served on the council from 1892 until 1897. Puryear led efforts to change Tennessee Street to Capitol Avenue and Mississippi Street to Senate Avenue. Puryear wanted the street names changed because these were the names of slave states, and he had once been enslaved. A downtown Indianapolis street was given his name in 1895. Just 4 blocks long, Puryear Street is north of St. Joseph Street, where black families once lived. Puryear died in 1930 at age 75.
Corydon Colored School was the only school for African Americans for decades in Corydon, Indiana. Built for elementary and high school students in 1891, the first student graduated in 1897. Many of the students were descendants of about 100 formerly enslaved African Americans brought to the Corydon area from North Carolina. One of the descendants was Leora Brown. After graduating from the colored school in 1923, Brown went to Indianapolis, where she studied education at Madam Blaker's Teachers College. Brown returned to Corydon to teach at the school. She taught from 1924 to 1950 when the school closed. Leora Brown's niece, Maxine Brown, purchased the abandoned property in 1987 and renovated it. The school was renamed the Leora Brown School and is used today for community functions. It is listed on the Indiana Register of Historic Places and is part of the Indiana African American Heritage Trail.
Discriminatory practices in healthcare led to the creation of Lincoln Hospital in Indianapolis. Blacks largely avoided treatment at Public City Hospital, which is now known as Eskenazi, because they feared inferior care by the white doctors. Although black doctors had received education equivalent to whites, black doctors were not allowed to practice there until 1942. Lincoln Hospital and Nursing School were founded in 1909 by a group of 10 local black doctors, located in a 2-story house at Senate Avenue and 11th Street. Lincoln had every necessity of a modern hospital. The doctors could provide more advanced care instead of being limited to only home or office visits. Its 12 rooms could accommodate 17 patients, regardless of their ability to pay. Unable to sustain a profit, Lincoln closed in 1915.
After the Civil War, thousands of former slaves left the South and many of them settled in Indianapolis. As they became elderly or disabled, many found themselves penniless with no place to live. This was the reason for the founding of Alpha Home for aged and infirm colored women. Alpha Home opened July 6, 1886 in Brightwood. It was the first home for elderly African American women in Indiana, and it was one of a few such homes in the nation. It was started by Indianapolis resident Eliza Goff, herself a former slave and domestic worker. The home was supported by African Americans, including Madam C.J. Walker. Men were admitted to Alpha Home starting in 1918. After several fires, the home moved to 1840 Boulevard Place, where up to 26 men and women could live. There would be other moves before a new home was built at 2640 Cold Spring Road, where the home is operated today by the Waters community. John Freeman was a free man before settling in Indianapolis in 1844. He worked hard, purchased land, opened a restaurant, and became the wealthiest African American in Marion County by 1850. One day in 1853, a Missouri slave owner named Pleasant Ellington was in Indianapolis and identified Freeman as his runaway slave. Freeman was jailed on June 21, 1853 for being a runaway. It turned out that Ellington misidentified him. Freeman was released from jail 2 months later after a lengthy trial. Freeman sued Ellington for $10,000 for false imprisonment and to recover the money he had spent defending himself. The court awarded him $2,000, but he never received the money. Freeman lost everything. In commemoration of Freeman, a historic marker was placed on the west side of 10th and Pennsylvania Street in the area Freeman once owned. It was the pressure of a group of local black leaders threatening to file a lawsuit that helped in segregation of what would become Shortridge High School. Abram C. Shortridge, superintendent of Indianapolis Public Schools, convinced the black leaders to first try integrating the Indianapolis High School by sending some of the brightest African American children to enroll. Mary Alice Rand was that student. On school opening day in 1872, Shortridge accompanied Rand to enroll at the school. then located at Pennsylvania and Michigan Streets. She received a diploma 4 years later. Indianapolis High School remained integrated and graduated several other blacks until the opening of the all-black Crispus Attucks High School in 1927. After graduation, Mary Rand became a teacher.
For more information about Freetown Village, visit us at freetownvillage.org.